Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Hi friends, my name is Misty. Welcome to my channel. Quick spill really quick. This is a general reading for Pisces, July 2009. Wrong year completely. And it is a general reading, so it may or may not apply. But we will be looking at the house that this full moon partial eclipse takes place in. It is in Capricorn, so it is in the 11th house for our Pisces, which is all about our social lives and changes in our social lives. So, looking for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. July 2019 full moon. Oh man. So the very first card, I'm a Pisces, Sun and Moon, so I totally get this. The very first card that we got, guys, is sacrifice. Sacrifice, sacrifice. Is that not a Pisces word right there? It is a beautiful one. I read somewhere that sacrifice actually means to make sacred, and that probably just made every Pisces feel justified in their martyrdom. But okay, so let's take this a little bit of a different direction, you know, and so this is in the South position right here, and so it's asking, what do we need to let go of? What are we needing to actually sacrifice? What do we hold so dear and that's ready to be released? You know, can you offer it to the universe? Can you trust? Where is that area? Why are we holding on to, oh, this is so strong, because this is in our 11th house that we're looking at this full moon. Why are we holding on to the way that people look at us? I know that we are the 12th house, and Pisces are very in tune with the collective unconscious, so we're picking up all of that, and so we have sacrificed our own relationship, our own path, our own sacred path. Some of us have. Whoever I'm talking to here particularly has really sacrificed themselves and their dreams for too long. And it's time for them to step into their power and rededicate themselves to their journey, not somebody else's journey, to their journey, to their path, to what they are doing, to what you are doing, my Pisces friends. Gosh, I really love this card. It is so beautiful. It is just so beautiful. See how she looks up at what she's letting go of. Very intentionally. Very, very intentionally looking at what she's letting go of. And so I think that there is a ritual that is needed. A ritual that is needed. And what rituals, what sacred things can we bring in? What can we bring to the table? And how can we do this? And how can we let go? And let go of that old form, that old way of operating, that old way of being in the community and in our social circles that weren't honoring to ourselves, that weren't sacred to ourselves. We were sacrificing the sacred aspects of ourselves instead of sacrificing the things that are not sacred. And so it's time to be honest with ourselves. It's time to go into that lower world, that deeper unconscious. This is what we have in the West here, is our lower world. This is what these two, the first two are always what we're letting go of. And so the lower world is our past. The lower world is our unconscious and the way that it's coming up to affect us now. And, you know, it's time to really dive deep into our shadow side, and that side that, you know, we're good at holding back. We sacrifice, and we can say that it's for a reason, but there's really disowned parts of ourselves that are in these lower realms and in these lower works. And some of you are going to be doing some soul retrieval work. I highly recommend it. I'm sorry I don't have a video on it. I would love to actually create one, maybe a guided meditation, but I don't have one. So But it's time to honor everything that has happened, to create a sacred space for it to be seen. You need to sacrifice the time for your own journey of going within, because there's whatever has been haunting you in your social life, in those fear-based patterns that are coming in. They're saying, you know, can you look at it? Can you take time? Can you take space to look at these parts of yourself that you're disowning and that you're ignoring? You're pushing down. You're pushing down. You're pushing down. And it's time to bring them in. There is light in that darkness. There's, you know, a journey to be had. There's a crevice to cross over. And there's wisdom and light and guidance and love for these areas. This too is part of the creation. This too has a sacred purpose. And this too does not need to be denied. So we want to hold that parts of us, and I'm just really feeling a lot of calming energy. I'm feeling a really, really calming energy, and just I need to take a deep breath with you here, Pisces. I feel a shift in energy here that's very powerful, very powerful for you. And the next card that we have at the top in the north is our Pachamama card. Pachamama is so big. I mean, you know, here it is. This is the unconditional love that Pisces feels. This is that unconditional love for the earth, for the animals, for the plants, for the rocks, and how to hold that sacred space. You feel called to hold that sacred space, but out of fear, maybe you're not. Maybe you're not able to step up all the way. Maybe you're showing little tidbits here and there. Maybe you're exposing yourself partly, but really there is this huge, beautiful thing that wants to come through you. And so having gratitude for all that you do, having everything, gratitude and sacredness in all that you do. And some of you are bringing that into your life, the way that you eat, the way that you love, the way that you make love, the joy that you have. The joy that you have, you know, embracing that pain. You have to go down deep. The song that they in I Love Awakening Harmony. I don't know if you know who they are. Some awesome people out of Asheville. Josh Fox and a couple of my friends do it, but they sing the song. To get down to the joy, you gotta go down deep. So go down. So we go down. We go down deep into the lower world. And then that brings it back, because there is an act of service that you have in the community right now. And so that could be pulling you into maybe gardening in your neighborhood, maybe starting a community event, maybe supporting a community event that's already taking place, showing up in a different way for your community, in a sacred way that honors Pachamama, that honors Earth. Some of you are really being called to step into that, and to step into it not from a space of fear, but from a space of strength and power. Strength and power. I mean, that just comes in really strong. Strength and power. And, you know, here I do a medicine wheel pull, and we have the medicine wheel card. And this card is in the east here. And the medicine wheel, gosh, I love the medicine wheel. You just love this card. It is just a beautiful card. Just a beautiful card. Look at all the different beings on this card. Look at all the different sides of yourself. These all are representing different sides of yourself, different aspects of you. So we're wanting to reflect on the past and look at the way that we've given energy to toxic relationships, and the way that energies have drained us, things that have not been good for us, and how we haven't fed ourselves and we've chosen to feed others instead. I'm sorry that came off very kind of blah, 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 matter of fact, but that's really what this card represents here. And then to the west, we want to really, you know, we that's what we want to do. We want to reflect on those toxic relationships and the things that have drained us. In the south, we're just reflecting on our own past, our own things where we have sacrificed ourselves, and then we are looking at, you know, these toxic relationships, these things that are playing with the lower world, that are taking our relationships and that we are allowing them to. And to the north, we're looking at our passion. We're really looking at our passion here. Pachamama, Mama Earth, what is our passion? Are we showing it? Are we taking steps in that direction? Or are we choosing these lower forms? Are we choosing to let that take our energy? And, you know, saying to ourselves, knowing that the universal God mind, the cosmic, it's so hard to talk about, right? Source. Source is so intelligent. If you look at the essence of anything, there is intelligence at its very base, very, very intelligent. And that intelligence is in you. That intelligence is with you all the time. That cosmic intelligence, that force of creation is walking with you, and it's vitalizing you, and it will take you to the next steps. And so with trust, we let go of the past. With trust, we actually visualize our next step, and we show up, and we show up again and again. And when we find those old patterns coming in our social life, you know, I learned something recently where you just go cancel. And so I always hear my friend Bridget going banned, but I go cancel, cancel in my head whenever it comes up. You know, so these are the steps that we need to take in our life to be the best that we can for our communities, to be in harmony and well-being, because it's only when our own cups are full are we going to be able to show up for our community in the way that we need to. And this is about us changing the way that we are in our social life, in our social circle. Capricorn is the 11th house for the Pisces, and that is where this is actually taking place. There might be some contract work from the past that some of you will need to look at. There's some agreements, breaking of agreements, soul retrieval work, redoing these contracts, redoing them, whether they're in a spiritual sense or they are manifested outwardly in the outer world. It is time to change some soul contracts. It's time to change some literal contracts, some literal agreements that we have going on. Yeah, and so there could be some storm clouds around needing to express some of this. It might feel like storm clouds, but you know, and I'm going to say that some of you need to talk to somebody. Some of you really need to talk to somebody. We're going to pull some tarot cards now. Really need to talk to, too many. Talk to somebody about what you're going through and really forgive yourself and really spend some time processing your emotions. Don't be afraid to process your emotions. These cards are so old. All right, my Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Let's look at this a little bit deeper. Whew. Yeah, honey, let go. Let go, because look what you got going. When you get to the other side, you will find that passion. It will fulfill you emotionally, but you've got to let go. You got the 5 of Cups over here, and you are, you know, crying over your spilled stuff, that you're not seeing the offer that's right in front of you, and it's actually leading you to be a little self-indulgent and a little, you know, there might be some negative thought patterns that come up, some areas where it's like, you know, why am I doing this to myself? But this is where you're headed. This is where you're headed. Definitely, there's a good opportunity for love. Now, is this a quick love that flies in and flies out? Feels like it could be. Feels like it could be, but that's okay. Some of you, it might actually be a little bit longer, but I would say that right around this energy with the eclipse, you know, give it a little bit of time. Let's clarify a little bit of this. Yeah, so you're walking away from and letting go of really some things that are unhealthy for you, maybe some circumstances, some people that are unhealthy for you, to move you more into a space of alignment, to find yourself in your power and your creative power, you know, and it's really time for you to really harvest the sacrifices that you have already made. You already know how to do it. You just have to rearrange the way that you focus on what sacrifice means actually to you. All right, guys. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, my Piscean friends. Sun, moon, and rising. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this reading. My name is Misty. If you didn't catch that earlier, please like, subscribe, share, comment, do some fun stuff. Have fun. Happy full moon, Pisceans. Happy full moon home team. All right, guys. Love you so much. Bye.